on the 1st of December, between 4 and 9 p.m, we're going to be doing a very, very special live stream to raise money for the local Hive food bank that supplies food for many, many people in the borough of Islington. Now, they've got a thing called a Walk the Line Challenge, which is basically you walk around the borough of Islington, which is, we've estimated, around about 13 miles. Of course, there's been lockdown and things like that. So we decided that we're going to do that same walk, but on a treadmill. Yeah, on a treadmill. Now, here's the sting to it. It's the North London Derby. So we're going to be taking on some Spurs influencers and raising money for charity. It's going to be a great event. Get involved between the hours of 4 and 9 p.m. on Tuesday, live on AFTV. We are going to walk the line. Bloody hell, I'm knackered. Hi, and welcome along to AFTV News Daily. Don't forget that actually, Walk the Line, that is taking place tomorrow, live here on AFTV. We're setting the treadmills up at the moment. We're going to be walking around the borough of Islington on treadmills and trying to raise as much money as we can for the Islington Food Bank. So please, please, please watch it. It's going to be loads of fun. And also, please get involved. Donate whatever you have, whether it, I don't care how small, and obviously it'd be lovely if it's big, but whatever you got will be gladly received. Any super chats that we get, for instance, as well, tomorrow, we're also going to donate that to the Walk the Line. I'll be doing AFTV News Daily on the treadmill tomorrow. So make sure you look out for that. So between the hours of 4 and 9 o'clock, we're going to be walking the line. So get involved. It's going to be great. Now we are here today to, well, we're kind of walking the line again because we've got with us Curtis Shaw, the big C's in the building. How you doing, man? And,
I'm still trying to recover, bro. It was a rough night last night. I think Arteta needs to go on that treadmill as well, you know. He needs to jog out of here, bro. I'm telling you.
It was a rough night. It was another defeat. 3 defeats now in a row at home. And it was another painful watch. Talk me through it. What did you think? Get straight
same old story, bro. I mean, you look at it again, it was interesting that Wolves played 4 at the back. The majority of the season, they've played 3 at the back. They turned up with the 4. They matched us. As soon as they went 2-1 up, they kind of retreated and said, that'll do. You know, we spent the whole second half just putting crosses in the box. You know, I thought we had like Crouch and Chris Wood up front. We put about 20 crosses in the second half, bro. It was just another night of what we've seen all of this season, really, apart from the first game of the season. And, you know, I'll get into my opinion a bit further down the line. But I think, for me, I think the manager's, I think he's on his way out. I think this is the beginning of the end for him.
On his way out?
If it was me, Rob, I'll get rid of him now, honestly. And that is not reactionary based on last season. I think, based on last night, sorry. I don't think I would get rid of him.
You'd sack the manager?
I'd sack the manager if I was the owner. But I'm not the owner, so maybe that's a good reason I'm not the owner.
Why? Give us your reasons why. You'd sack the manager. I mean, that's big and bold. I mean,
I would get him.
Give us your reasons.
As a fan of Arsenal, there isn't one bit of positivity that I can cling to right now at this football club. We are not attacking well. Our attack, you know, Aubameyang has gone from one of the best strikers in Europe. He looks like you don't know when that guy's going to score another goal. Lacazette looks finished. Pepe all over the place. You look at the defense. Everyone said, oh, we're defending so much better. And, you know, one of the best defenses in the league. That's all gone out the window. We're conceding goals left, right and centre. Our midfield, I mean, the midfield yesterday. I'm not sure Granit Xhaka would get in AFTV FC. Never mind Arsenal Football Club, bruv. Like, I'm telling you, man, these man here, bruv. Like, nah, nothing. There's nothing you can cling to. He was lucky to get the job. He got the job because Pep said, you know, he'll be a good manager. And it hasn't worked out. Go back to Man City, bruv, and be the number 2. You're not the manager.
He hasn't even been in the job for a full season.
Yeah.
You want to sack him already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on. I think you're being being too reactionary.
I'm not being reactionary, Rob. I'm telling you. The FA Cup was brilliant. It was an emotional time. It was great.
He won a trophy. He won a trophy.
It's not the big trophy.
He won a trophy. You can't write off this season yet.
No.
He hasn't got his own players in. We know that. Come on. The guy doesn't want Ozil there. We know that, right? But he's still around on 350 grand a week. That's limiting the budget. There's many players there. Your Socrates and Mustafi and all people like this that he would love to move on, but he can't at the moment. He's not going to be able to get a full transfer, his own transfer window, till possibly next season. The players that he's brought in, you've got to say, all right, we're putting Willian to a side a bit. But Gabriel scored again yesterday, looks a real top prospect. Imagine him in about a season's time. Thomas Partey has been very unlucky. Like his main signing has been injured. So we've not seen him in midfield. So he's had to stick with the same midfield. I mean, I think you're being a bit reactionary here. You know what I mean? You've seen teams, Solskjaer last season, at Man United. They started off the season horribly. They got into the top 4. Anything can happen, and as well, there's some weird, strange results. I mean, I don't know what. Let me check the score. When I just as I came on here,
2-2.
I mean, Fulham are beating Leicester away.
2-0. Yeah,
right. That would be 2. Wouldn't that be 2 defeats for them in a row as well?
Leicester,
right?
Yeah, I think so.
And the other day, I remember when you came on the show, you was lauding up.
No, I wasn't lauding him. I wasn't lauding him.
Wait a minute. When you came on the show the other day, you were lauding up Carlo Ancelotti and saying, what happened to them at the weekend? Who did they lose to? Leeds at home. So take into account all these factors, you're getting a bit carried away. It's too early, I think, to say that he should be out. I mean, you haven't justified that to me.
First of all, I'm just going to quickly get my Everton defence in. Everton are much improved. You can see that under Carlo Ancelotti, but I can't compare Arsenal to Everton. Everton don't really win trophies. They don't get top 4, you know what I mean?
But you were saying about how great Ancelotti is.
I think Ancelotti is a very good manager.
I think you can start comparing them because they've spent a lot of money. They brought in a lot of players, James Rodriguez, Alan, people like this, Decore, right? You were lauding up all these guys. You were lauding up the manager, right? They were top of the league. You were saying, look at Ancelotti, he's lost a few games now. You know what I mean? I understand the frustration because I am very, very frustrated about yesterday. I'm very, very frustrated about the performances this season. But out.
Number one, the point I was trying to make, Ancelotti got the job the same week as Arteta, and you can see that Everton have progressed. But Everton are not Arsenal. We're supposed to be a lot higher and a lot more ambitious than Everton. My point was just he's implemented a system. You can see where they're going. The same way Mourinho at Tottenham got the job within a month of Arteta. You can see where they're going and what they're doing. Arsenal at this moment under this manager have no direction. We have no playing style. We're regressing. Aubameyang's gone from Golden Boot winner. He looks like, I don't know when Aubameyang's going to score a goal next. I say if this club wants to get back near the top, the fan base has to demand that. We can't say we want to be in the top 4, but accept what we're seeing on the pitch and just, same guy that wanted Mourinho, the Mourinho that's top of the Premier League and got double the goals we've got.
Yeah, you've done it again.
Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Come on.
You've done it again. That's what you said the other day with Ancelotti, top of the league. Look at that. And we could have had him. And now look.
He's a better manager than what we've got.
Ancelotti's a top manager. But I'm just trying to make, make the point about patience.
Yeah, no, I understand about patience, but what are we supposed to cling on to? We can't keep talking about the FA Cup. Louis van Gaal won the FA Cup at Manchester United. He was sacked a week later because he finished outside the top 4. Antonio Conte won the FA Cup, finished 5th, got sacked. That's what big clubs do. Portsmouth won the FA Cup. Wigan won the FA Cup. The FA Cup is not the benchmark to judge a manager at a top football club. The FA Cup to me is a bonus. It's slightly bigger than the Carabao Cup. It's nowhere near as big as the Premier League, the Champions League, even winning the Europa League. This manager, right, I get it. He hasn't got all of his own players. He's bought 5 players since he's been here. He bought Cedric Suarez and Pablo Mari. Pablo Mari's been injured most of the time. Cedric Suarez, no Arsenal fan can understand why we signed him and gave him a 4-year contract. You bought Gabriel, who looks a great player, but the man looks stressed at the moment playing in that defence. You got Thomas Partey, who I think they said's been injured for 2.5 weeks in the 2 years previously at Atletico Madrid. He comes to Arsenal for a month and he's injured for 6 weeks because he's running all over the place like a headless chicken, trying to carry this midfield. You know what I mean?
Well, Partey getting injured is Arteta's fault.
No, I'm not saying it's Arteta's fault, but I'm saying...
You're making it sound like that. You're saying because he's had to run all over the midfield.
Yeah.
Midfielders run.
You got these man around him polluting him. You know what I mean? You got nice prop player comes in, and man's got all this pollution around him. El Neni and Xhaka and these man polluting him. You know? Please, man. Robbie, come on. You've watched Arsenal longer than me. This season has been atrocious.
It has. It has been
bad,
dreadful.
man.
It has been dreadful, and I in no way am I defending what I'm seeing at the moment. You would have seen yesterday when I'm doing like the interviews and that. You know, I'm very upset with what's going on. I mean, Romario says, Robbie, are you seriously trying to convince yourself that Arteta is a better manager than Mourinho and Ancelotti? Laugh out loud. I'm not saying he's a better manager than them. I'm saying that you know, we need some bit of patience here. I understand the frustration, but I think to Curtis, what you said there, you'd sack him right now.
Yeah. I
just feel that that's a bit premature. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the weekend, you know, Southampton, Hasenhüttl, they lost 9-0. I bet every Southampton fan, if they'd have had a show like this, would have been saying that he should be sacked. He's got to go. He should be out. Look what they're doing now. They're playing brilliantly. I mean, all right, I know they lost to United, but you know, they've been having a great season. Sometimes you've got to have a bit of patience. Sometimes you've got to get through these periods, you know? And I don't think sacking Mikel Arteta right now is the right answer. I don't think so at all. I want to see some players come back. I want to see Partey come into the team. I want to see Martinelli come back. I want to see and I also want to see how Arteta reacts to this. What does he do to get us out of this malaise?
The thing is, in the last international break, everyone was saying, yeah, after the international break, you know, it'll all change. He'll change things. We've come back after the international break. To me, I think the players are starting to down tools again. And now, let me get one thing straight. Everything that's happening at Arsenal right now, as they're saying there, is not Mikel Arteta's fault. I don't think he was sufficiently backed in the summer. When you finish 8th, 2 players in Gabriel and Thomas Partey. Gabriel can't fix that defense and Partey can't fix that midfield. They can help it. They're both top players, you can see that, but they can't just carry it on their back. We know we needed a creative player. We probably needed another defender next to Gabriel. We didn't do enough in the window. When you look what Chelsea did and teams like that, how are we going to catch them teams if we're not really investing in the window? The board have been doing this for a long time. A lot of these players have got weak mentality. These are the same players, a lot of them, that got Wenger sacked, that got Emery sacked, that could ultimately get Arteta sacked. What my issue is, he's made so many bad man management decisions since he's been the manager of this football club. He begged Granit Xhaka to stay at this club. And you see him put in performances like that. You begged him to do that. You offered Mustafi a new contract. All right, I get it. They're probably trying to sell him. So they're giving him another year. The Ozil situation completely messed that up. You watched that Arsenal defence yesterday and what's been happening over the past weeks. You telling me William Saliba can't get in that team when Fofana's been a revelation this season? All right, he's had a couple of bad games, but why can Saliba not get a chance? I'd rather a young player was in the team learning who long-term could be a top defender, not Shkodran Mustafi or David Luiz, players who are probably not even going to be here next season. Hector Bellerin keeps playing at right back. You turn down 20 million for Maitland-Niles. He can't get a kick yet. He's playing for England. So I don't know. I'll let you get to your chats, but
there's about 1 million comments coming in.
Yeah, go on.
Stop being so deluded. This give it time only works if you can see progress. The guy's a chump. If we lost to Spurs, you would want him gone. Skullfuggery says it's a perfect storm of rubbish. Too many confidence players in the team, in one team, which is a danger when we're having a striker, having a stinker, because everyone hides. Salah says it's not the manager, it's the players. Harry says, I don't see or feel the team that we saw at United, Old Trafford. We looked like a unit together, really working hard. Alwyn says, board failed to back Arteta, relax. Where is the cam he asked for? Did the board clear the deadwoods? No, incompetence. There's just like so many comments coming in. Let me get some of the super chats. Sorry, I'm trying to get to some of these lads. Sorry, Curtis, I'm going to come back to you.
No, all right.
Jesus says, if Arteta gets the sack and he does better at another club, then Arsenal fans will be saying we should have kept him. That's very true. Like what they're saying right now about Unai Emery. Why did we sack him? We should have, come on, we got to be, more consistent. Chesarin says, love from Dortmund, love Aubameyang to bits, but you lot got to direct the heat to the focal point. Like Turkish said, Kroenke out. And hold on, I'm just trying to get a couple more. Sorry. There's a lot of comments coming in, man. People feel very strongly on this subject. There was 2 super chats I was trying to find to get them up on the screen. I can't get them on the screen, so I'll have to come back to them. Let me get some more here. Simon says, you guys are trusting the process of relegation. Right? So, Henny says, remember when Allegri was available? I did actually want Allegri in the
Still available, by the way. Still
available, yeah. Harry says, I'm not Arteta out, but I don't see or feel the team we saw against United. I've just done that one. Nicole says, we can't keep having the excuse of the league is still young and other teams are getting points. When will our points come? At the moment, we're competing for top 15. It's dreadful. Big Curtis and Rob. Let me just go to the league. By the way, Leicester have got one back. Right?
Oh, yeah.
They could salvage something still, but Harvey Barnes has scored, so they've got one back. But looking at the table, Curtis, Arsenal, of course, are in 14th place, which is terrible. Below Newcastle. Newcastle on 14 points, we're on 13 points. However, you could also look on it and say, if you look at Leicester in 4th place, Arsenal 5 points behind them. Is it, 5 points behind them? I mean, a couple of wins and a couple of teams drop points, they could be back in contention for the top 4.
The thing is, 5 points is 5 points, You've got to get them 5 points. Right now, 5 points is we're making hard work of getting 3 points.
Right now, but who's to say they couldn't make that up?
Rob, the thing, if we don't get a grip of the Premier League in the next month or so, the league season could be over. Honestly, it's that realistic, We'd be saying 10 points, 12 points. And how do you make that up when you're completely out of form? Since Aubameyang's been at this football club, everything he's done has just worked. Under different managers, it's always worked for him. He's hit a real, stopgap in his career now where he looks short of confidence. He looks like he's not going to get a goal. He's missing chances. Something that I really looked at yesterday that I thought was, it's just a little thing to pull out. We lose the game yesterday and they send out Joe Willock to do the interview. Joe Willock, you're sending out a young player who doesn't get in the team that often to take an interview when your team have just lost. Where's Aubameyang? Where's the experienced players? Why are you not coming out and, back the manager, take a bit of responsibility and say, the players, we've got to step up now. Joe Willock, you go and do it. And that sums up a lot of players at this football club, lack of leadership. So as I said, I don't completely blame the manager for everything, but ultimately he's the one in charge of this team and he's not getting anything out of them at the moment.
I've got a news flash for you.
Go on.
The FA Cup draw, I know you said it don't mean nothing. Right.
No, I didn't say it don't mean nothing, No, don't start that.
Arsenal have drawn Newcastle at home in the FA Cup. So not an easy draw, that.
No, they're higher than us in the league, bruv. I don't even know if we're favourites to win that.
Arsenal have drawn Newcastle in the FA Cup. So at least we'll start it off by playing at home. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe Ozil could make that squad. Listen, Kurt, it's very frustrating what we're seeing at the moment. Without a doubt, it's very frustrating. And I hear what I hear your frustrations. I mean, you sack him now with all what you just said about backing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Mobile Gamer, he says, "Hey Robbie, great win for us. What win?" He says, "From what I saw, the game Arsenal lacked creativity. You guys need to free Ozil." I think he's a Wolves fan. Free Ozil or either make a top transfer in January, a creative midfielder. He doesn't have all the players in place, Curtis. And if you sacked him, whoever comes in are going to have the same players.
But ultimately, what I would...
Sorry to cut you.
Yeah, go on.
You give it a bit of patience for him to be able to build his own team.
I always say, right, how many managers at football clubs look at a team and say, every player in that 11 is my player? How often does that happen? Unless you're like Manchester City or who've got, a fortune to spend. Most managers have got positions on the pitch where they're going, I need a left back, a right winger, a centre mid. They all need players. You've got Leno in goal, a competent keeper, although, I thought the goal last night, he could have done better. Got Gabriel, top quality centre back. Tierney, quality left back. Thomas Partey's class. Saka's one of the best young English players. Aubameyang's been one of the top strikers in Europe. Pepe cost 72 million. Half the teams in Europe wanted him. There is enough in that team to be producing something. Now, I hate to do the comparison to Unai Emery, right? Because, I know Emery didn't win a trophy or anything. But for the full season that he was in charge, we saw massive shoots of progression. Ultimately, we bottled it at the end of the season. There's no denying that. And he went. And I get that. I'm not saying he was the answer. But look how well we were doing for certain periods of that season. We got to a European final. We should have got top 4 if it wasn't for the Palace at home game. He had a worse team than this. We had people like Lichtsteiner, Jenkinson, Mavropanos, people like that. Iwobi, he got £40 million for Iwobi. Arteta has got a better squad than that. He's got a better team than that. You've got an Aubameyang that's been firing, You've got Gabriel, you've got Partey, you've got Tierney fit now. He's made a lot of decisions on this squad. He chose to get rid of Martinez to keep Leno, so that's your keeper. You gave David Luiz a new contract. You wanted to keep him. You could have let him go. Bellerin probably could have been sold. You turned down 20 million for Ainsley. If we needed that creative midfielder so badly, right, which we can all see we do, if our was a financial issue and we couldn't quite afford to get that deal done, why did we not sacrifice Maitland-Niles and get the 20 million? Get the Our deal done. You've still got Cedric. You've still got Hector Bellerin. Why did we not do that?
Everybody's saying that now. At the time, everybody was cussing and saying, why are we thinking of getting rid of him? We've got to be consistent with what we say.
Play him if you're going to keep him. You know what I mean?
Stardog says, is it a coincidence that it's been the same with every manager? The players should shoulder the blame. There's a mole in the squad, but who? That's a very good point. You know what I mean? That, the players haven't been performing. Wayne Sage says, why is Willock consistently starting in midfield? What has he offered? Barista says, it just doesn't make sense. Last season, we were a unit. We can see what Arteta is doing with playing out from the back, like our first game against Fulham. I don't know what happened straight after that. There does seem to be some sort of problem. Sorry, I'm just doing some more. Amnon Gill says, my only worry is if we keep changing managers, how long before Tierney, Saka, etc. want to leave? If I was a player, I would want stability at the top. Joe M says, we are ignoring the obvious players we're goaded into taking a pay cut, redundancies still made, management lied, and using their wages for Willian and Partey, whilst no other players had been shortchanged. Nishant says, I'm not an Arteta out yet, but do we really believe even getting a top coach can make folks like Xhaka, Holding, Bellerin play better? These guys are not good enough. And that's kind of the point I'm making, that there's some players in that team.
Yeah.
And it don't matter who you go and bring in, they simply need changing. Yeah. And we're going to have to give them a bit. And this is why I'm arguing for patience. When people are there and, it's the fashionable, I'm not saying this for you, Curtis, but it's the fashionable thing to say, yeah, get him out, whatever. But someone else comes in, they've got the same players. I'm just saying, I'm really upset with what I'm seeing at the moment. But I think time is still needed here for this guy to get his own players in so that we can see what he can do. And by the way, Temegsken says there is always pain in the process. There is always success after the process. Let's accept the pain, right? At least for this season. And by the way, Fulham have just beaten Leicester at home. Fulham.
Yeah.
Fulham
have scored more goals than us as well, this season.
In Leicester at home, this is what I'm saying. Probably if I'd asked you at the start of the show, could we get Brendan Rodgers? You'd be like, get Brendan Rodgers in. Right? This is what I'm talking about. Patience. Look at some of the results over the weekend. Brighton drawing with Liverpool. Should really have beaten Liverpool. Missed the penalty. Yeah? Everton losing to Leeds. These are some of the results, right? Southampton really and truly should have, beaten Man United. United, fair play to them. Great comeback by them. So, it's a bit of a strange season. It
is a strange one, but we're having too many of them. That if you have the odd one of them results, I would take it. All right, cool. It's a mad season. It's happening to us week after week.
Look at this one. Sorry to cut you again, Kurt. Rohan. West Ham are 11th with a worse squad. So stop the excuses about a squad for Arteta. Actually, by the way, West Ham do have a decent squad. They don't have a terrible squad. But Rohan, let me refer you back to the first couple of games of the season. Not every single, but a load of West Ham fans are saying, get rid of Moyes. Moyes, he's rubbish. I remember they lost, what was it, their first game?
Newcastle, yeah.
Newcastle, was it 3-4-0?
3-0, yeah, at home.
Get him out. They lost their second game at home. I think it was it Wolves? Get him out. Got to go, right? Now look how well they've been playing.
There's the comment.
Politician again. I'm not even being a politician here. I'm being real, right? I do not like what I'm seeing at the moment. I don't like it. You can see. I can't hide. I'm on these streams. You can see I'm upset. I'm disgusted with the performances. They are not good enough. But if you're asking me, Robbie, should we sack the manager? My answer to that is no. I think we've got to give this guy a season. The only time I'd be talking about sacking him if we drop into the bottom three and we're getting pummeled like the next 3-4 games and we're in I understand it. And that's the same at any top club. You'd have to be saying, yeah, come on, man. But right now, no. I don't think it's the time to be talking about sacking.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Rob, right? Because I'm saying get rid of the manager. That's my opinion. What are you seeing in Arteta that makes you want to keep him in charge?
To be honest, right, I'm seeing nothing at the moment. Let me answer it, right? So at the moment, I see a guy, honest to God, I see a guy that's trying to, first of all, looking at it and saying, right, the first problem I need to fix is the defence. The defence has been the thing that's been letting this club down for a long time, and also the midfield. It's easy to get through our midfield. So that's why he went with 3 at the back, right? Because with the extra cover of 2 holding midfielders, and I think that's what he's gone with because he recognises we have a serious problem at the back, right? And he recognises that we don't have the personnel right now to fix it. So the only way I can fix it is with the formation. However, that has been to the detriment of our attack. I think in recent games, he's looked on it and thought to himself, I mean, the moment he knows that a lot of people in general are looking at Arsenal and saying, come on, what's going on? Why are we so negative, including people like me? So I think what he's trying to do is say to himself, right, let me see if we can go a bit more attacking. Put Aubameyang down the middle, try and get an extra man in midfield, see if we can, and then, yet again, we see that we just can't defend. I mean, midfield in that game yesterday was absolutely appalling. So it shows me that really he's going to revert back, I think, especially when we play Tottenham away. He'll revert back to that 3 at the back, revert back to that 2, and we're just going to have to ride it out with these negative sort of formations until he can get the right personnel in. And then he had a big blow with Partey being out of the team because, Partey's coming, that could have changed the dynamic. So I see that the guy's just trying to make us harder to be beaten, and which is very, you laugh at that because obviously at the moment, we've lost more games than we've won this season.
Yeah.
I just feel that, he knows, man, he don't have the players. He doesn't have the players right now, and he's trying to do the best with what he's got.
The thing is, right, I get your point. I do get it. And I'm not being reactionary, honestly. You know me. I don't just, react like that to football. But I look at it like, okay, he's tried to fix the defense. That's cool. But the attack has gone completely, right? The attack's disappeared right now. No one in our attack's playing well. The thing is, the systems that he's picked, that 3 at the back or 5 at the back, does not have to be defensive. Look, when Conte was at Chelsea, they won the league. They smashed the league to bits playing 5 at the back. We went to 4 at the back in the last couple of games. We still look defensive. It's because of the way he's implementing these systems. He's using them in such a defensive manner that it doesn't matter at the moment what formation we play. We make it look defensive. They had a corner yesterday, right? And we had all 11 players in the box. Aubameyang cleared it. And I thought, how do you expect to score a goal on the counter-attack? You've got every single player back.
That's how scared he is of, because he just knows that we just don't defend right. And, see Turkish there, he put no mention of the board.
No, I said that. We said that.
And, the board has put him under a lot of pressure with this Ozil situation. I mean, I think that's a big mistake that he made by coming out and really owning that decision.
Yeah,
saying it's down to me, and that we all know it's not down to him. But by coming out and saying it, people can push to that and say, "Well, you said it, bro," which I understand that, but we know that weren't his decision. Now, to me, it's a stupid decision. We're lacking creativity. Ozil, especially in home games, I think should be at least on the bench, right? He's in his last season. He might have put it in even to say to himself, I'm going to put it in to show them what they'll be missing or to get a move or whatever. But I just don't see the sense in that. The board have not, as Turkish has been beating me down about for a long time, the board have not backed him with the right amount of players. They wanted Hossim Aouar. It was either Aouar or Partey. It should be both.
Yeah.
We know we need more, better defenders. I don't think Mikel Arteta really wants David Luiz, but that's what the budget allows. So when he looks on it, he says, well, maybe I'll keep him because at least he's a leader. But he wants better. He knows what he wants. And I just feel as well that one of the big... I've been kind of analysing Arsenal recently, comparing Arsenal over the past couple of seasons, right? Looking at Arsenal over the past couple of seasons, should I say. And there's one common denominator, right? And we all said it last season and the season before. This guy, Aubameyang, carries Arsenal. What if he's injured? What if he's out? What if he's off form? Now he's off form, we're finding out how much he carried us.
Yeah.
That's the difference. The defense has improved. It has.
Has it though? Has it though?
It has in a way because we concede less goals. I think yesterday, I felt sorry for the defense because the midfield was non-existent.
Jesus.
The midfield was I can't blame Gabriel and players like that for yesterday's game. I'm not even really going to blame Holding. I'm not going to blame Tierney. I know he got spun, but you know what? There's no shame to get burnt by Traore.
Yeah.
I blame the midfielders who were non-existent. The way Traore just got away from Xhaka, the way the midfield was not creating anything. So I still think it's too early to say that he should go. I mean, Ethan there says, I feel like this is the middle of the road rebuild. It's not helping anyone, especially Mikel. Either go all in now or go for a full blow it up rebuild. And he can't go all in now because the funds are not there.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is, you look at that midfield last night. Again, this is what I'm saying. He hasn't signed all these players. But Granit Xhaka, you decided to keep this guy. Hertha Berlin wanted to sign Xhaka in January. They begged him to stay, apparently. You brought Dani Ceballos back on loan from Real Madrid. So we're annihilating this midfield.
Had to. What else? Who else?
Did he have to? Did he have to?
But also, he bought Thomas Partey. And as I said, if Partey was fit at the moment, one of those two that you mentioned wouldn't even be playing, would they? Let's be real.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't. But you can guarantee, you've seen it over and over again at Arsenal Football Club, right? We sign players of quality and you put them around rubbish players and then that player starts to fall. Yeah, as I said, Partey can't carry our midfield. He's been in that Atletico Madrid midfield, which is well drilled. You got quality players in there. They work hard. He can't carry Arsenal's midfield. Gabriel's a young player himself. I don't know if you've seen Gabriel's hairline yesterday, but he looks like Phil Mitchell, bro. The man's aged about 10 years since he's been at Arsenal. Like, man's stressed out, bro, playing next to these, man. Do you know one thing I wanted to bring up from yesterday, Rob, right? That David Luiz situation yesterday. Like, for me,
keep that on hold. We're going to come to that.
Keep it on hold. Go on.
There's so many comments coming in. Let me get through a few and we get to that. Barista says, why is everyone overreacting? It's not Arteta's full season. Liverpool don't become where they are, what they are overnight. SS says another political answer by Robbie. I'm not telling it as I feel. Izaguna says Wolves play free at the back and they're not negative. Well, actually, funny enough, speaking to a couple of their fans before leading up to the game, they weren't very negative yesterday. Those Wolves fans were moaning to me that this season the Wolves fans have been moaning that Nuno is too negative, right? But they got it right yesterday, so you're not strictly right there. He says, I don't know why people hate free at the back. Arteta just let set the players' minds to defence. Now we lack attack. You can be exciting and play free at the back. You can. Sermesh says, I'm still a fan of Arteta. I have seen I think he means Wenger era here, Wagner, then Wenger time, and now this is another rebuild phase. I'm convinced that if given time, Arteta will take us to Wenger heights.
Dear me.
High heights he's got to get to. Ashton says, Klopp had players like Milner, Sacco, Kolo Touré, Alberto Moreno, Barini, Balotelli, and Benteke, and still played good football when he arrived. So Arteta has no excuses. But what did he do with that team? Nothing. Took him time to get his own players in.
Remember, second season he got top 4, and first season he got Europa League final, and they had a style of football within about 6 months of him being there.
Kingsley Opera says the board didn't back Emery. They haven't backed Arteta. They haven't. They wouldn't have backed Mourinho, Ancelotti, or anyone else. And Daryl says Arteta is on work. That's a good one. A work experience. Actually, let me do this one, and then we'll jump to what I was going to ask you about David Luiz. Premod says, "I have a question. If we're trusting the process, why would you sack him if we're in? Sorry, I think he's saying, would you sack him if we're in the relegation zone? Why can't you trust process to bring us out of it?" Oh, I think he's saying we can still win the FA Cup. Let's be honest, no process. You've got to back a manager. That's what I'm saying.
Do you know the thing though?
Yellow Ken says, Robbie, he thinks. Listen, no, I'm not just reading what I think. Right? I wouldn't have put you up. Right? The David Luiz situation, which you spoke about today. I mean, I was in passionate argument with my brother about it this morning. Talk to me. What you felt about that situation yesterday?
I thought it was disgraceful, and I'm not just saying that because giving Arteta.
Say that again, Curtis. Because you cut out a bit when you said.
Sorry, I thought it was disgraceful what happened yesterday. I don't care about protocol and rules and all that kind of madness. I'm not a doctor. I can't speak professionally in a medical sense. I just know from playing football in the past. If you have a head collision with somebody and the other guy ends up with a fractured skull, obviously Luiz didn't know at the time the extent of the injury, but we could all see it was terrible. You could see David Luiz, number one, was visibly upset at the side of the pitch. He looked like he had tears in his eyes. Number two, you put a bandage around his head and blood's coming through that bandage. You can see something's not right. You look at both the goals that we conceded and watch David Luiz. He's standing there. He's literally not even reacted. He was clearly shaken by what has happened. Now, why can Arteta not look at him and think, he's not right, I've got to take him off? I tell you what, he's lucky that nothing has come out afterwards. And we haven't found out that he collapsed or he had concussion or anything like that. I think you have to put protocol and all that kind of stuff aside, especially with head injuries, because a lot of the time you can't tell. You ask a player, you all right? A player, David Luiz is quite a macho character. He wants to play, and I respect him that he wanted to play on. You've got to take the decision away from him. It shouldn't have been his decision. So, Arteta, protocol, but take him off straight away.
Yeah, listen, in hindsight, he should definitely have come off. I agree with you. He looked shaken up. I thought at the time that, I looked at David Luiz, I looked in his face, and what I felt, and this is what I was arguing with my brother about this morning. It's like arguing with him.
Malcolm X Laurie.
He nearly kicked off, right?
Yeah.
He was blaming Arteta. He was blaming this, blaming that. I'm like, no, you can't. I don't think you can blame Arteta in this, right? The medical staff are the people that are there. They're going through all the protocols. They're talking to Luiz. He's fine. He's saying they've tested. Remember, they took ages there. Yeah. They said they tested him. He's not shaky. He's not on shaky feet. He's not. They don't feel he's concussed. They would have done their tests. Where I feel they should have took off. And actually, if you're being fair to them, they did take him off at half time. Is that he looked shocked to me by the whole incident. So I don't even know if it is a matter of him being actually concussed himself. But I just feel that the man was in shock because it was such a horrific collision, the crack of heads. Yeah. The fact that, you the person who's in that clash, you know what it's like. You've come out of it with just a cut, and then you see your fellow professional, and these guys, they all respect each other.
Yeah.
You see your fellow professional with his head. I saw a picture of it. It was horrible. His head cracked open. You know that it's, you hear the medical people there talking. So you probably hear them saying that, you know what, this is bad. We've got to get him out of here. This is a suspected fractured skull. You're feeling terrible. You're thinking, look, I've kind of got away with it. And look at my fellow professional. You're in shock. I remember years ago, I was playing cricket. I was running to take a catch. And me and another guy, we run into each other. And same thing, banged heads. Not as bad as that one. And I got up. I wasn't knocked out or anything. And when the adrenaline wore off a little bit, because I was like, you know, they had me down and that, and I was feeling it, and then the adrenaline kind of worn off of me a bit, and then after that, I was sort of like shaking a bit.
Yeah.
And it was the shock of the incident. And that's just a natural thing that happens. And I think you're right. I really do think that they should have got him off. But I don't know if we can blame anyone here. I don't know if maybe it's the protocols that need to change on it. But I think it was a shocking incident. And I really feel it for Raul Jimenez. Such a good player as well.
Very good player. And you know what? I mean,
it might take him a while to come back from that. And
yeah.
And even David Luiz, I mean, he had a header after that. I think that's when it started bleeding, didn't it?
And he ducked down a little bit.
You see, he didn't really want to header it.
Nah, he didn't.
And like you said, in both goals, I think he could have done better, but it's a tough one, isn't it?
I think common sense should have come ahead of protocol, man. That's,
Yeah. Dan Mag says, Aubameyang isn't a world-class player. He's an elite goal scorer. He's not the type of player to drag us through games when we're playing bad. So an elite goal scorer, high class is world class. If you're an elite goal scorer, that's his job to score goals. No, he's not the guy to... Well, no, actually, I'm going to disagree with that. He's been dragging us through for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, he has.
You know,
he's been in a relegation battle.
He may not be dragging us through. That's the point I was trying to make to White Yardie this morning. Watched, by the way, Bias Premier League show.
Yeah.
He's saying, I want to see Aubameyang shouting at man. I want to see... He's not that type of player.
Nah.
He's been... When you talk about leadership, you probably got the captaincy because he's been carrying this team on his back for 2 seasons. Yeah. His form's dipped. Nobody likes to see it. Hopefully it can come back, especially against Tottenham. But the problem is at Arsenal is that we've been too dependent on one guy.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing it. Where are the other players that are going to step up? We've literally been depending on him and a kid in Saka. And both of them are off form at the moment because yesterday I thought Saka again. Big chance, man. He blew it. But I can't get on that guy's case because number one, he's a kid. And number two, he's been amazing for us for so long.
I don't think Aubameyang is the person we should be looking to throw blame at. Like, we would be in a lot worse position if it wasn't for him. As you said, we got to look at the people around him, He's not Alexis Sanchez where you just give him the ball and he'll make something happen. He needs service. And he's starving for service at the moment.
Kiana says, I still trust the process. Arteta is our man. Rome wasn't built in a day.
This is what baffles me when people say this, right? I understand patience and back your manager and all that, but what do people believe in with Mikel Arteta? Are we still talking about the FA Cup? There ain't nothing you've seen this season that you can believe in. He's not building Rome right now, I'm telling you.
Big Don Robbie, a lot of Arsenal fans compare Lampard with Arteta. Both players got the same number of transfer windows and are backed by billionaires. I feel Lamps has done better. Thoughts. Like, come on, the amount of money he's been given to spend. Yeah. I'm sorry, you cannot compare it, man. If Arteta had that budget and had the ability to just shift out players and just keep sideline players the way that Lampard has, come on. Calvin says we gave Aubameyang services yesterday and he didn't want it enough. End of. He didn't have enough service yesterday. He didn't.
Maybe the header. The header's the one chance.
The header was the one chance, but that was the one clear. We're not giving him 3-4 chances a game.
No.
Miklas Net says how Lampard fixed his defense with average players, but Arteta can't fix the creativity was the worst. What are you talking about? Lampard's been able to. He bought in a left back in Chilwell. He spent about £50 million. He bought in. Remember, they bought a goalkeeper in Kepa, most expensive goalkeeper in the world. They've been able to bin him. Which other club could do that? Bin a £70-odd million goalkeeper, right, and go and buy another one. That's what they've been able to do. They've been able to bring in Thiago Silva on big wages, right? What are you talking about? I don't understand. No. Joe M says Defoe carried teams of elite goal scoring, never considered world class. Did you put in Defoe in the same bracket as Aubameyang? What's going on tonight, man?
You can't do that.
Ed Anshu says 5 losses in 10 league games. We lack creativity. We sacrifice Ozil and Guendouzi, and we haven't brought in players to cover it. So bias Joe Willock is not the answer to our creativity. You know what? To me, Curtis,
go on.
I don't know what you think. By the way, I like this one. Reed says this is supposed to be Arsenal fan TV, not Arteta fan TV. This is the thing. You get if I was saying now that he should go, then everybody would be saying, "Oh, you lot are being Robbie, you're negative," and then I'm saying this, you can't win. But I forgot what I was going to say now. I was going to say to you, this was another thing I was going to say, and I don't know what you feel about this, right? Yes, we do lack creativity, and it's a major problem. But the other major problem for me is our midfield scores no goal. How many goals has our midfield scored this season?
I don't think Partey's scored in the league. I don't know if they've scored actually from the Midland midfield.
In the league, the midfield, I don't think has scored a goal. They've either come from, I think, what we scored 9 goals.
9 goals.
In a
3 from Lacazette.
3 from Lacazette, 2 from Gabriel. I can't remember who scored the other 2, but the midfield they scored no who? Saka. And who else? Ty's over here, by the way.
He knows. He'll definitely know.
Come over here. Get in here, man. We were doing some recording here. Get in here. Let me get Ty in here.
Ty, I'm going to put Ty under pressure as well, by the way.
Sit down.
What's going on, Curtis?
Oh, how are you, bro?
I'm gonna widen the angle on it, right?
Yeah, go on.
Come around this way. Right, Ty. Get him on a stream because every time. Where's your phone? Every time you try and get him in a stream, his laptop ain't working, his phone ain't working. You got a laptop?
My mess.
Right. So, but the midfield does not score goals.
Yeah.
And we talk about lack of creativity. I look at, say, a Man United, right? You saw their game yesterday. They're under pressure. They've got a Bruno Fernandes who can score goals. Nobody scores any goals in our midfield. That's a major problem.
Yeah, no, it's true. But that's been the case for a while, I think. Yeah. Apart from Aaron Ramsey in recent years, you know, Ozil when he was scoring goals, but obviously he played a bit further forward. None of our midfielders have really been scoring goals for a while. Eddie and Nketiah got the other goal, by the way.
So no goals, not one goal scored from midfield. And I think last season, if I remember rightly, it was either 1 or 2 goals scored from the midfield area in the whole 38 games. Therein lies a major problem at Arsenal. That midfield, I mean, and that's what I'm saying, so dependent upon the strikers like Aubameyang in particular. And now that the man's not scoring, nothing.
Yeah, and these things, they need to be addressed. What I say is creativity doesn't always have to come from midfield. You know, if we haven't got that creative midfielder, we have to create from other areas. You look at Liverpool, their fullbacks are their most creative players, really. So we've got to find different ways of scoring goals. I just think we're too predictable at the moment. And I mean, Ty, I'm calling out the manager, man. I know I know you're very loyal, but I think we need a new manager. And I saw you and Lee Judges actually yesterday. I thought
made up.
Oh, you made up now, yeah? What do you think about the manager, Ty?
Well, I think about it. I think I agree with Robbie. I understand what you're saying, but I think we have to give him time. We got to give him time. Another old school song. We got to give him time. The time for Mikel has to be so much more.
Oi, Ty, I want to say something to you. Other managers are available.
Very good.
Yeah,
North Laguna says Curtis wants to keep changing managers. Maybe he should go and support Chelsea. They have loads.
No, none of that, bro. None of that.
No, not for Curtis, but that's true about Chelsea. Yeah.
Just Mo135 says Torreira would have made a difference at Villa and Wolves in the absence of Partey.
Yes.
Also, nobody can tell me Mickey wouldn't have chipped in a goal or two under Arteta. How many goals did Torreira score again? I mean, I said right at the start of the season, right, I would have loved to have seen a goal-scoring midfielder in there.
Yeah.
We haven't done that.
Yeah.
We haven't done that. What do you think to this one? Bellringer says Arteta out Poch in, 3 years. Would you take Pochettino, Curtis?
I think I would, you know. I think I would. Yeah, I think I would. It'd be controversial. I don't know if the fans would give him the time with him being ex-Tottenham, but yeah, I would, man.
Take Me Back says you have a lot of fans who would rather stay in an abusive relationship with our manager. Self-harm.
No, I can't. That's out of order, man.
Mossy Supreme says the first half had no creativity. Ozil was missing. Aubameyang is also Ozil's tight friend as well, Robbie. That again, there's a lot of suggestions. Is there something in that there are some fans? Sorry, there are some players that are very upset that he's out of the team. Carnage says, I don't mind if we finish in 10th, but I need to see the right intent from the players, not just putting 10 man in defence and still concede a goal.
By the way, who was that?
Carmish.
I think he spelled defence the American way because I know in here we spell defence. We don't spell defence DEFENSE. It's DEFENCE.
Stop dissing the guy, man.
I'm not dissing. I'm just saying.
Calling out the man's spelling. What's the matter with you?
That's what I'm saying.
You're calling out the man's spelling, man. That's come on, man. That's out of order.
I'm not dissing. I'm just saying it's different. That's what I mean. That's a different thing. Maybe he's from America.
You don't look like you'll be coming back on the program.
Oh my gosh!
You're going to be scaring off the guests.
Man.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything.
Nero with a super chat. Can't get up on the screen, but Nero says he kept on Luiz when his head was bleeding, lied to the fans on Ozil, got rid of Guendouzi. The man is learning on the job. This is Arsenal, for God's sake. So he's not happy.
I agree.
Henaz AK says maybe. Just disappeared on me on that one. Let me see if I can find it. Here's one for you, Curtis. XRO3 says, why didn't we get Mourinho?
Thank God we didn't.
He would have loved to join the club when he didn't have a job. Look at what he's doing at Spurs. The difference is their process is still getting results and good performances.
Good performances. I don't know.
Curtis, I know that you've been calling for, or you would have loved to have seen Mourinho in 100%. Charge.
Yep, definitely. To me, I think we missed a huge opportunity when Unai Emery left the football club. If you look at it, George Graham came from Millwall. He wasn't a huge manager at the time. Arsene Wenger came from Japan, was well known in France, wasn't huge in the world of football. Emery came in, was quite big, obviously, Europa League victories. We had an opportunity after Emery to get a top-level manager. We could have got Mourinho, Allegri, Ancelotti, any one of those three. Personally, I would have gone for Mourinho. I know, Ty, you're not a big fan of him, but putting aside the personal things and stuff, what he said, this dressing room is like a misbehaving classroom in a school. When the teacher turns their back, they're going to start messing about. This is what these lot are doing. They're messing about again on the pitch, unfortunately. We needed a winner in that dressing room who says, listen, when I talk to you lot, you better listen because my CV says that I'm a real manager. I've won everything. You lot need to listen to me. When Mikel Arteta's talking to him, some of these men are probably looking at him sideways like, I've had a bigger career than you've had as a player. You've never even managed. What are you telling me? You know how football is, Robbie, with these big egos, big personalities. We lack winning mentality in the dressing room. You can see that with a lot of players. That's why they play great one week and the next week we get hammered. I think a boss like Mourinho, I think he would have taken the Arsenal job. But ultimately, this board didn't want a strong personality who's going to demand 15 million a season when they can get Mikel Arteta and, you know, pull his strings, if you like. So I would have gone for him, man. I think he would have been a massive difference in the direction, but I would have taken it.
What about you?
I'm waiting for your response, Ty. Come on.
The thing is, Curtis, Allegri, yeah, would have been cool. No disrespect to Mikel, and Ancelotti would have been cool. Would have been cool. School. Don't know what I'm thinking about. Old school days. So, but Mourinho, no, because the thing is, Curtis, listen, we're talking about football, but it's not. The thing is, with players and managers, it's not what only they do on the pitch. It's what they do off the pitch. And he would have dragged our lovely, fantastic image in the gutter. That's what he would have done, because the things he's done. Obviously, listen, even look at Ferguson. Ferguson done bad things as well, but unfortunately, Ferguson is still a legend. But Mourinho has taken football to the gutter. When you start insulting the next man's wife about saying she should be careful what she feeds her husband, you're not talking about football. You're talking
about Rafa Benitez. Hey, Ty, he was looking out for his health, man. He was actually, you know.
You can't. When you start calling men like Arsene the legend, you're calling them peeping Tom. This isn't football. This is personal insults. This is personal insults.
Oh, but Ty, if Wenger can forgive him, which he has, you know, they've been on a show. Why can't you forgive him?
No, I don't know if he's forgiven him. But having said that, let's say, Curtis, you're right, which is most of the time. No, I'm joking. No, you're right. No, Curtis, I'm joking. Let's say you're right, Curtis. He might have forgiven Mourinho, but I cannot forgive that in football where you. I want to mention us. I'll mention players, managers who are big, massive role models, and fans, young boys and girls, because you've got fantastic women's teams as well. They're looking at every word you say and how you act. It is massive. I don't know.
Calvin says Mourinho and Wenger are friends, Ty.
No, they're not.
Enough of this hate.
No, they're not. But no, they're not. And it's not. And no, it's not hate. It's not.
They're working together.
Why are you hating Mourinho?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't hate anyone. What I hate, if I can go out of football for a minute, is evil. I hate evil non-stop in anything. But I don't hate Mourinho because I don't know.
Ty, imagine when Sol Campbell was playing for Tottenham, right, and they was playing against Arsenal. He was probably hammering that badge, you know, Tottenham through and through, celebrating goals. When he signs for us and he's successful, we don't care that he was at Tottenham. He's an Arsenal player. So Mourinho did well.
That's true, but I didn't hear. Let's say what Sol done was bad to Tottenham. Yeah. We obviously loved it, but it was bad to Tottenham. Yeah. Just like they would have loved it for us. But I didn't hear Sol saying, Tottenham, I'll die for Tottenham and this and all that. I never heard him say that. I didn't hear him say, cuss Arsenal, I'll never go to Arsenal. Arsenal are sewer rats in football. That's what I'm saying. But what Mourinho's, and also DT made a fan. Thank God he's not here now. He has gone home, hasn't he? Just joking. I remember DT made a good point, and also insulting, swearing at the female physio. What's this? What is that? He would never have done that to a man, would he? These are all these things. That's disgusting conduct from a big-time manager. From a big-time man. You cannot act like that. You are a big man, unfortunately, in football.
Robert McGough. He says, Ty, please never change. I was weeing myself last night watching your video. You had me in stitches. What would you do if Jose won the league? One game from the Champions League.
What won the league? What
league? From league.
The Champions League or just league?
Huh?
What does that say? So what game? He says, what would if Jose won the league?
If he won the league, one game from the Champions League. I don't know. What would you do if he won the league?
Well, he has won the league with Chelsea. He got sacked. So that question will be answered.
El Pac said, "Evil, are you a superhero?"
I wish I was.
Danielle says, "Guys, please answer. If we lose to Spurs, do we sack Arteta?"
No.
Yes.
No. I say no.
I wouldn't even give him the Tottenham game.
I don't think we would lose. I don't think we would lose.
It wouldn't make Sunday if it was me, bruv.
Mourinho off the pitch is doing so well at Spurs currently, Ty.
Is he?
He's gotten more out of Son and Kane. His comments are making players improve, and the results are showing for themselves. Spurs got it right.
Okay, so he's insulted Harry Kane's wife, has he? It's true. No,
let it go, man.
No, but
Ty, look at the actions of some of these footballers, man, especially during lockdown and that, you know?
No, a day out of all as well. Listen, Curtis, you had Allardyce. Thank God, Allardyce, the cook. He's gone. Pulis has come back.
Oh, God.
Barton is another one. Out of football. They should not be in football. They should be out of football.
Kingsley Opera says, Ty, forgive him. Everyone makes mistakes. I wouldn't take Mourinho.
Okay, then, forgive him. Is Mourinho going to apologise to Rafa Benitez and Arsene? Is he going to apologise for the disgusting comments he made? Is he going to apologise? And even I could even take it further. This is the most serious one. And I'm sure I got my information right. Robbie, you could correct me, or Curtis, if I get it wrong. Guardiola, God rest his mum's soul, died from coronavirus. And Mourinho, obviously, unwittingly, he said that people that don't want to come back to football should go. Now, I'm sure he did not mean to have a go at Guardiola's mum, but look at those. How can you say the man's mum has died from coronavirus?
But you just said he didn't mean it died.
Yeah, no, but then you don't. But then you stay clear of that. Why are you talking about?
No, you're just hating on him.
No, you stay clear of that.
What was it? Take me back says Xhaka insults us. Bellerin insults the PM.
Yeah.
Well, good for Hector for doing that. Just talking. No, I'm serious.
What about when Xhaka stuck his finger up at you on the way out of the ground?
And I said Granit is out of order. I said it's got out of
but
order.
you didn't say like you go Mourinho, where you go, he's disgusting, he's this, he's that. But he came off the pitch, right?
Yeah.
And he told the fans to F off.
And that is wrong. And I said he's wrong.
No, but hold on, but why are you not got the same energy like with what you say with Mourinho?
Because, like I said, Mourinho insulted Benitez's wife. He called.
Yeah, but who cares?
Hold on.
Benitez.
So what? So it's football. We're talking about.
No, but we got our own guy telling us to F off. You didn't say nothing about it.
I did at the time. I did. I said he's wrong. Called was the member. I'm sorry. The past member. Let me say that was saying. He's got nothing to apologize. What's this? Curtis.
We knew he was going to go crazy, bro, with you.
He can't. Curtis mentioned he would trigger.
SB says Phil Brown is even better than Arteta.
Yeah, cool. He got a stack as well. He just bent the game in the stack when we beat Hull. Yeah, here's another one. Out of this football, don't ever come out.
Bring up back to our high ticket prices. I'm saying it's for football on the show. Getting spanked 8-2 to 6-0 to Chelsea, and the number of these results for me is disgusting.
And also
football on show.
Sorry, Robert. And also in those times, we won the league at Old Trafford and we won the league at White Hart Lane, and we had an invisible team. Don't forget that. So
you forever back.
I'm just saying, because if you're going to mention that, mention what he did do as well. The thing is, players, I hear what you're saying, but the thing is, you cannot. The thing is, when it's football and it's our club, you cannot get someone who will stain our image. You can't.
Remember what George Graham was doing back in the day, them backhanders, mate.
I'm not smoking anything. What are you smoking? Don't smoking. I'm not smoking anything. I'm not smoking anything. Am I not wrong, man? Am I not wrong? Did Mourinho not say these things? Am I?
Right, Adley says the patience you have with Ty, I could only hope you have that for Arteta.
Hey Ty, we'll keep you, mate. It's Arteta we want to get rid of. Don't worry, man.
Patience for me.
A few more. Mohammed says Arteta is not up for the task. Poor man management, doesn't adapt tactically during the games, no movement, poor passing, and even lost the press. That was poor yesterday, sending out Willett. Like you said earlier, Curtis. I agree with you on that one. Sending out Willett to do the press conference.
Shocking.
Yeah, but
Aubameyang has to front up to that. That shouldn't be Willett. Why is a kid going out there to front up?
Yeah, he has to. But then at the end of the day, listen, I'm not too bothered about that, because, like I said before, I don't want to talk about other teams. In the Ferguson's era, Manchester United didn't go do interviews when they had a bad news.
That was different. Yeah,
but they went on the coach.
Yeah, but he had an argument with the BBC, didn't he? So he wasn't doing no interview.
Yeah.
Fergie.
Yeah, but even still, there's time when they lost. He never even speak. He never used to even speak. So at the end of the day, that doesn't worry me. The fact is they're upset. The thing is, maybe Pierre should have come out and done interviews, but if he hasn't,
Mugabe, you're getting him started now. Ty, would you forgive Mope if he poked Neil Mopa in the eye in a pitch?
Yeah, that's right. He poked him in the eye. God rest his soul. That's another one. That's another one.
You wouldn't mind if he poked Mope in the eye, man. After what you said.
If you're talking about the cheat, if you're talking about, like I said, people are saying this. I will forgive Mourinho if he can come out and, like I said, apologize to Arteta for calling him a voyeur. Apologize to Rafa Benitez and his wife for insulting them. Apologize to the memory of Tito Villanova, and also apologize to the figure. I'll forgive him then. And also apologize, another thing, apologize to Adriano for lying and saying that he met him to talk about transfer when he actually met that lying Ashley. That's when I'll forgive him.
Toss says Aubameyang yesterday for their second goal. Saka tried to play Aubameyang. He takes a weird run, clueless. Then Bellerin averages a foul throw-in per game.
They're not calling Pierre clueless, are they?
The Manchu says, Ty, we need the nastiness of Mourinho.
Nasty.
I don't know if you saw the documentary. When Mourinho went in there, he said to the Tottenham players, "You lot are too soft." He goes, "You need to be bastards." Bastards. Why was bastards? No, but the point he's making, your toughness in the team.
Nastiness, I don't mind nastiness, but rudeness, abusiveness, insulting, disgusting, scandalous, slanderous, no behavior. No, I'm sorry.
Ty, do you know what? I get the impression you're not a big fan of Mourinho. I don't know why.
I'm not. The thing about it is that listen. He could be a very nice man off the pitch, but I'm sorry. Whatever, man. I'm not smoking anything. I'm not smoking anything. What should I be smoking anything? What should I be smoking for? The thing about it is that. Because what it is, that's what I look at people the way they carry on. Like I said, somebody like Joey Barton, what is he doing in football? He should be out of it. After what he did, he's still in football. That's what I'm saying.
Did you see that comment here, sir? I don't know if you saw that. What Roy Keane.
Saw it.
That's how much they're taking the mick out of
Roy Keane.
When Roy Keane's making jokes, we're in trouble. Yeah, that guy never smiles.
No, but the thing is, Roy Keane is another disgrace as well. The funny thing is, the fact is, he's saying that. He shouldn't be talking.
I bet you wouldn't tell that to his face.
Of course I would. Anytime. Anytime.
To Roy Keane's face.
Who's Roy Keane? He's a boxer. Anytime.
Oh, he's pretty handy at boxing, apparently.
Really?
Seriously. I'm serious.
Oh, okay, then. Well, that's nice for him. The thing about it is that with Roy Keane, we saved his career. I don't know if you lot know that. You know, when he was injured that time, he came to us. And Arsene, being the gentleman, he said, we help you. I said, go away. Go and get Leicester United. And that's the fact.
Ty, you defend Arsenal to the hilt, innit?
He's talking. He let his country down and he's talking. What a disgrace. Worry about your old team. Why are you worried about us? Disgrace. Him and Ever, they're big disgraces. Look at Ever calling that Wolf aside. You disgrace. Over them is going. I would love to say to Roy Keane. It would be easy to say to his face, Roy Keane, got batted up all the time by.
You know what, Curtis? The thing is, he was over there sleeping. You know. I was waiting for me to give him a lift home because we've been doing some filming here. I was over there sleeping, and look, he's just like, no, is that how you wake up? You wake up and you go off like this?
No, he's probably waking up having nightmares about Mope. Like, where's that cheat, that disgrace, Mope?
Cheats having nightmares, but we won't talk about that. But the thing is, I wasn't sleeping about that. I'll tell you why, because I was to dance decades on Time Warner 1.5 and dance classics on hard 80s. Obviously, other radio stations are available. That's what I was. I wasn't sleep. I was chilling out.
Well, I can't take no more, man. I'm gonna wrap it up now. Curtis, always a pleasure, man. Thanks for coming on tonight. I hope that we can improve. The thing is, right? You know what it's like, Curtis, yeah. We go to that game against Tottenham. We get a win. The whole argument turns again.
It does.
The whole vibe turns.
And like you said yesterday, Ty, you made a great point. In derby games, form goes out the window, to be fair. But we still have to turn up and put in a performance. And at the moment, you know what? if they can't turn up right in a North London derby at White Hart Lane and show some fight at least, and then serious questions have to be asked. But
Thank you.
let's just look. All we can do is get behind them. We win the Europa League game on Thursday. A few fans there, and then go into the game on Sunday. It's a big game for the manager and the players. So.
Yeah. Well, very much, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Curtis, as well. Yeah. Thank you very much to you, Ty, for coming on.
Thank you. I was going to say courtesy on Wednesday.
Turning the show mad, upside down.
Turning the show mad. Mourinho, the line.
All right.
Have done that.
Right. Let me just remind you guys that tomorrow we're doing a live stream to raise money for charity. You guys as much as possible to get involved. Starts at 4 p.m. And we finish around about 9. We're going live for 5 hours to raise money. We're going to be doing it with some Tottenham fans. I know you're going to be part of it as well. Behave yourself, right?
Behave yourself. I think you did tell
the Tottenham fans here. Don't be doing all
tell
that.
Tell them
Mourinho.
to behave themselves.
Don't be doing all that Mourinho stuff to them, right?
Mourinho's a disgrace.
We want to raise money, and they're helping us out, right? That's so. Okay, fair play to those Tottenham fans who are helping us. It's like a North London derby special, right? So make sure you get involved. Leaving you with this, just to remind you what it's all about. On the 1st of December, between 4 and 9 p.m, we're going to be doing a very, very special live stream to raise money for the local Hive Food Bank that supplies food for many, many people in the borough of Islington. Now, they've got a thing called a Walk the Line Challenge, which is basically you walk around the borough of Islington, which is, we've estimated, around about 13 miles. Of course, there's been lockdown and things like that. So we decided that we're going to do that same walk, but on a treadmill. Yeah, on a treadmill. Now, here's the sting to it. It's the North London derby. So we're going to be taking on some Spurs influencers and raising money for charity. It's going to be a great event. Get involved between the hours of 4 and 9 p.m. on Tuesday, live on AFTV. We are going to walk the line. Bloody hell, I'm knackered.